This was an event in December 2019 celebrating the closure of one of Ghana's largest witches' camps.
I humbly officially declared Nabule alleged witches' camp duly closed.
Setting over 50 women accused of witchcraft free to go back home. It was a happy day. Everyone in this village was in attendance, including the chiefs and even soothsayers who for years have been believed to have the power to pass a judgment on whether a woman is a witch or not. The women who have been living in these camps have been condemned to a life of bondage, torture, and sometimes murder. But the unheard dark secrets of Ghana's witches' camps are the stories of the hundreds of children and minors who live here. Some were actually born in these camps of bondage. Others brought in to live with women suspected to be witches.
Witchcraft accusation is deep-seated. These children who accompany these women are also tagged as witches' grandchildren.
Ghana is heralded the world over as a shining example of a human rights oasis in a region noted for widespread human rights abuse cases. So why does this country still maintain camps for witches? As over 400,000 children of school-going age remain out of the classroom, these camps are worsening the problem.
If children are not in school in the camp, then it even makes it more serious.
What is needed to take these children out of these camps of abuse, which are ironically seen as safe havens away from persecution and brutality?
Damashi, bananzan tanatazana ala kumana manam na dipa basha anda tatema na male ntachiwa kakume yona ala dawo.
This film lifts the veil off the dark, lonely world of the children living in Ghana's witches' camps. It's a Harmattan morning in Nabule. The weather is brutally harsh, dry, windy, and cold all at the same time. The town's children have come to gather around fire as dawn breaks. This is how to keep warm here. Mary, like many of the children here, are in the town not because they chose to. Their grandparents were accused of witchcraft. Some of the accused women are old, weak, and frail. Unable to do any chores on their own, they cannot survive in this camp without help. And these children were the ones forced to leave their homes so their weak grandparents could live in a witch's camp.
Nakabak Bukaya was only. Mbamka Bukabita and Mafung Bukabak and Yayoswani, Mafinjo. No Mafin Yam, enjoy the unconke, Oko, Unkadium conke, Winja.
For 25 years, Nabuli, located in the Gushegu district, has had only one claim to fame: the Nabuli Witches Camp. A so-called deity here that could cleanse people of witchcraft became a safe haven for women who came from far and near to seek help after their communities banished them. One of them is Bakbo Teague, who lives here with her grandson, Blasiem Jekpora. Teague's story of how she came here is similar to that of many of the women here. She refused to attend the funeral of a family member who had died. That singular act was enough to earn her a witchcraft tag. She was beaten, nearly killed, and fearing for her life, she fled her village and came here.
Đó một phố nào bù la tung bao nhiêu?
Bố sẽ bên ngồi
Con mẹ à? Cái bà con mẹ, hả chỉ là bia ấy giàเลย,แล้วน้องphố nào bù nè,แล้วô ba nàng ga.
Bây giờ anh chua cái mà cha nên anh cái biết chỉ cả nàng lên là nhau vì tăng mà là lên là mình ai mà.
My name is Suleimana Abukari. They born me in 1963 in Nabuli town here.
Suleimana has lived in Nabuli all his life. He is the one who led me here and has been helping me around with translations. A strong community leader and a symbol of comfort for many of these women.
The witch camp is started in 1995. Okay, they brought them to help their grandmothers and fetch water and find firewood for them. Some of them have been cooking for the grandmothers. Some of them are old. They can't go and fetch water. They can't cook themselves. That's why the grandchildren come and stay with them. If Konkomba child reach about 6 or 7 years, she herself cook a dessert for his mother. And the mother and the father go to farm. That child will cook dessert and go to the farm to give the parents. So Konkomba no get small child. If it is small like this, he will go farm. If it is a girl, he will carry a water since his beginning up to if he reach 6 years or 7. He can cook soup and cook dessert and the father the mother to eat. After we Konkomba, we don't get any business, only farmers. We are farming. That's why we too are suffering with the children.
You said there are 27 children here. Out of the 27, how many do you think are in school and how many are out of school?
Okay. In school, they reached 13. The one who go into school, they are 13 in number. Yes.
And so you have 13 out of 27, leaving 14.
Going to school.
Ghana has many laws on child rights. The clearest of all is the Children's Act 560, enacted 22 years ago. It says in part that no person shall deny a child the right to live with his parents and family and grow up in a caring and peaceful environment unless it is proved in court that living with his parents would A. lead to significant harm to the child, or B. subject the child to serious abuse, or C. not be in the interest of the child. That same law guarantees a right to education for all children. 207 inmates. Ngane is Ghana's largest witches camp. Here too, over 200 children live, many of them out of school. Safia Swale is one of them.
Den ta era shanyala den ta era kan chan shukurma wata pi den to songma ta era shamba ta era ne banin yan dam nama dama shi banti dama shi banan zanta na ta zana ala kuma na na dipa ba sha anda ta taiman na male nta chiwa kakume yona ala dawo ya mane le ma aishira maitim kadira da dan tabnya vale dobe zela da ba zai da ego fona na kwape da mashi na wannan namiza ka wula kan yin yan kwape mi na ta zayan pim amma musun su fona da kan na kwape duzo ban ya ne sonya ma ashir matim in chele da ba zela
I'm welcoming you to my camp.
I've come to meet Alasan Shea. He is the soothsayer in the Ngane camp. People like Alasan are revered.
And this community is where alleged witches is camped.
Thought to have powers to pass a judgment on who is a witch and who isn't.
Kaltumanyela binye dans la so apaso ben la nyela sonya atuma na yana bulamburo adungo kana yongo mane tu bugo u ben halane sache nirma talamburo kana una bubo o yela kablamburo ben niran to la so ben niran to kabukul buro ko yembele yong hale kana un talambo o nyafale andanguna to duma na unu mi danguna.
How do you determine if someone is brought to you? How do you determine that this person is a witch or not?
Shabizona ni na tutuma kai ni unya no fobia be ambola nu ta bejel sombiar kam zona so pi bene yan yele ka chaka dan man no ma tanti kalama dala yene de nyala ngono shirku no ma man do ne yele ga dimi yele jire on pulu mo pulu so o to pulu so to ba ne jire o me to do ne yele ga to ba ne yele ma la yele kala tan wala ga la ka ba na shamba ko nyala buyi ma so suno don yele ngo be o pulu so nyini yam piti ya ma da para de za ha batum de za to nyini yam piti o no ma on bor no pabla ta ma ka ba na shamba.
These are children below 7 years. And people say they have stolen and then they've beaten them anyhow.
This is the headquarters for the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service in Tamale, the northern regional capital. Emmanuel Holotu heads the division and is one of the people at the front line working to save children like those in the camps.
So in whatever depraved form these women find themselves, the children have to live with it. Either there are no schools, there are no proximity to water is a distance away, and most of these women are very old and frail. So these children will have to do such work. We always have cases of rape. We always have cases of causing harm. You see, causing harm, that is when somebody has been violated and grievously, and he has any organ damaged as a result of the abuse. We even had cases of murder that we dealt with before. Less than 1% of the cases that we always get even listed for court. And even when it gets to court, we have less than 1% conviction. Because sometimes we even push it to court, they go to the court and get it stopped.
This is already one of Ghana's poorest regions. It also accounts for one of the highest figures of children of school-going age who are out of the classroom. That figure currently hovers around 50,000.
If children are not in school in the camp, then it even makes it more serious.
Lamnatu Adam has spent 20 years working with alleged witches and documenting the lives of the children who live with them. She founded the rights campaign group Songtaba, which is part of a bigger platform that have led the closure of 2 camps in this region.
There's even that difficulty of who then should be the protector of these vulnerable people. There are deep-seated cultural belief in witchcraft. To understand that, people believe that it is hereditary. So the impact where I'm coming from is the fact that even as the girl is not accused and she finds herself in the camp, there is the belief or the feeling that she probably will be inheriting it from the grandmother whom she has accompanied to the place. And so that is the impact, the continuous, burden of being an alleged witch's, child or grandchild. It's a burden in itself, And these children having to leave home, leaving their parents, because every child has the right to grow up in a healthy, happy environment. Having to leave home and going to live somewhere else where life is not so comfortable. It also has a serious impact on the growth of this child. Stigma, and discrimination issues can affect the growth of these children who are there. If you look at currently some of the women that are in the camp, some of them are there not because they were personally accused, but then they followed or accompanied, a mother or so there, who even after the mother's death couldn't come back to the camp because society will not accept her gladly, So it has serious repercussion, on the right of children and on the growth of girls, for example.
This size 1, 2, 3 to compare. Compare means what to differentiate. To tell you which one.
Back in Nabuli, the only school here serving about 3 other communities is in session. This is where the children lucky to be in school while in this camp come to learn.
My name is Sarah. I come from Nabuli. When I go, I don't know the person who will come and cooking food for my grandmother.
If I want to take you from this community, will you go?
Yes. Because I want to go. When I go, I don't know the person who will come and cooking food for my grandmother. She one eyes is not seeing clear. and I there with him, please. Everything because of she insulting me, I doesn't like stay with him.
Are you afraid?
Yes.
You see them being like let me put it because they work alone people. When you see them, they are always together. They don't mingle with the community because it's like even how they stay. It's like they've cut part of the community outskirts and they stay. So that even there is an activity where they are come inside. Even their dressing alone will tell that this girl, why that she is this way. Though we are in a localized community, but her side will be different, quite well different. But once she even can, when there is a crowd, she has to step back to watch from afar.
High levels of poverty and underdevelopment in this region means children are usually the ones bearing the brunt. Nabuli has a chronic water shortage problem. This is the story of many of the communities in this area. So children like Sewa and her friends from the camp walk for close to 2 hours to fetch water.
We get problem from the water. The water is no good. When we fetch, the water is dirty. But we don't know what we will do. Just the only water is our water. If you no drink, where can we get water to drink? So we use that one for cooking to be drinking.
Some of them, because of the water, they don't go to school. But if they don't bath and go to school, the teacher will get them away to go home and bath. And you go house, you don't get water to bath, you'll stay in the room, you won't get out again. Most of them reach about 2 weeks. They don't know, they don't go to class and learn 1 or E because of the water matter.
Back in Accra, I meet Joseph Whittal, who heads the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ. He knows this subject too well. Many years ago, Whittal worked for the SHRAJ in the Upper East region as a young officer. He spent some months to study the lives of women in the Gambaga witches camp, also one of the country's largest. His report then formed the basis of many of the government-led interventions into assisting women in witches camps in Ghana.
There was no camp, there was no encampment like walls and all that. And so we gave our recommendations that no, there were issues with regard to the terminology that was being employed, that when you talk about a camp, then you assume that there is some restriction of movement, that the women can come and go at their will. The only thing is that they themselves don't want to go based on our findings because of what could happen to them back in the communities. So, the long and short of it is, we recommended that it is the responsibility of the state, first and foremost, to come to the rescue of such women. If it was a simple case, you would not sit here to interview me. It will take a bit of time. When cases are reported of either beatings or violations against women and driving them out, and we go to investigate. Naturally, this border on crime, right? But because we are the ones who have to look at the human rights angle, we invite the people, They come. First thing they say is, no, we are not the people. It's the woman and her own family who drove her out. In the meantime, the women need some succor. If they can't go back to their communities for now, can we ensure that they are enrolled on LEAP? Can we ensure that they are given some microfinance so that they can operate from another place and their children can join them there where they will not be known?
It's hard to find where to put the blame for the conditions of children in witches' camps. In some ways, the camps are safe havens, offering accused witches and their children a place to run from persecution and sometimes even killings. In part, this is a result of a broken social protection system that has no room for state-run centers to replace witches' camps, places that could be monitored and effectively regulated. Much of the work and resources that have gone into supporting alleged witches and their children have come from right campaigners with very little government money. Such resources may run out at some point as these organizations refocused where to invest. It leaves you wondering how and when this very complex problem will be solved, if it ever will.